Hello family, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. My name is Linient Chege. Now today, or this year, I feel like I'm going to do a lot of things quite differently. For those who have been following me since I started my channel, I have always kept chicken. That is, I started keeping chicken or rearing chicken in 2020 when COVID happens. That gave me an opportunity to, get myself busy. As you all know the story, when COVID happened, stuff happened. It was kind of very challenging, very, very frustrating at some points, I can say. Because yes, I really got frustrated because we were not going anywhere, that we were not leaving the houses, and it was just sleeping and eating, kula na kulala. And I remember my son and I would really sleep like, up to noon. That's when we would wake up. When it happened immediately, that is in the month of March, April there. It was hectic. And I know some people went through stuff at the time because of the way it took so long. Some people went out of jobs, very sad. People lost their livelihoods, and it wasn't easy at all. I saw people moving from Nairobi going back to upcountry, not knowing what to do with themselves, not to know where even to take their belongings that they had in their rented houses. It was very sad. Now, I felt like I would have gone into mental issues if I did not keep myself busy. Thank God I had the opportunity to do so. And so that's when the idea came in of keeping chicken. When we were growing up, my mom kept a lot of chicken and she taught us how to keep chicken. She reared a lot of chicken. And then we were living in a small house here in Nairobi. But she taught us how to get busy. And most of all, what I loved about my mom is that she said my children must eat healthy. Eating healthy meant for her children to eat eggs for breakfast, chicken whenever we could feel like, and that's why she opted to keep a lot of chicken, and also ducks. She kept even ducks. And I remember we were very young because I was in primary at the time, lower primary, and for sure, let me tell you, we never lacked chicken in our house. We never lacked eggs in our house. So I realized where it's time to just keep chicken. So I talked to my landlord about it, and she said she was kind enough to just say yes, because in rented houses how you cannot even keep anything, not even a pet. So that's how I kept chicken, and that's how I started keeping chicken. So this is the year 2024, and every year I brought in a new breed of chicken. Actually, not every year, every 6 months from that year. So when they opened up what was it called during COVID, when they locked up, immediately they opened. Then I got an opportunity to rush out, get the chicken, and then came back and I got a lot of feed for that chicken because I wasn't sure whether we were going to be in lockdown again, to just take me through the period, for some period, until we were not sure what we were doing. Actually, I was just doing it just for the sake of. Thank God I could afford to do that. Not very many chicken, but I I could afford at least 20 chicks. I got day-old chicks. That's what I was bringing up. So every mid-year, then I would bring another batch of chickens so that I could bring them up for another 6 months, and then they're ready to, start hatching. They're already hatching at that time, and I'm also eating chicken. I was affording to eat chicken like anytime I felt like. That felt quite something, and it kept me very, very busy. Let me tell you, keeping chicks or chicken is a lot of work. Even if you have very few chicken, it is a lot of work. And for me, I felt like I was taking care of little children again. My son and I got very busy, feeding times, changing water, cleaning the place. Oh, it was a lot, quite a lot, I must say. But I loved it because this kept me away from thinking about negative issues. And so we had a reason to wake up and, get busy, get to see how the chicken, slept, wake up, change the water containers, because I had to change every time. They have to be clean. The chicken coops had to be clean. And a day just went like this without us realizing that we're in lockdown or COVID is around. Then I also started a small shamba. So I got some soil from some place, and I got containers at the same time and started planting vegetables, because in lockdown how difficult it was even to go out to get something, and even the people who were selling were not able to move around. It was very, very difficult. Why am I talking like this, or why am I telling you all these stories? It's where I came from since COVID, and where I am moving on forward. Keeping chicken is a good thing. Very interesting. You learn a lot day in, day out. There's a lot of learning involved, and very interesting. Actually, very interesting. Interacting with chicken is very interesting, and what can I even say? I enjoyed every bit of it. Okay. So this time round, I'm thinking of, I got some, how many chicks? I got, not chicks, but hens. Last year, beginning of the year, I decided to go with Chege chicken. Before I was doing Kuroiler. Kuroiler is both a breed of broiler and layers. So last year I decided to go with Chege chicken, so that at least now I will not take care of the chicks, so that these hens can start brooding, and then give me chicks and take care of the chicks. That's what I thought of. But it turned out to be like, I didn't even understand what kind of hens I got, because whoever sold them to me told me they were Chege. They were laying, yes. They were not growing big, but they never, ever, kulalia mayai. They never, I don't know how to say that. The words are disappearing. So I felt like much as I had the eggs, I've kept these chickens for a whole year. None of them, apart from the jogos that I had that grew bigger. These are the ones never got bigger. They were still the same size, but they were still laying eggs. So, and then again, food became very expensive, where we are at today, just moving on forward very fast. Things are very expensive. Food, they started selling chicken feed that's not quality, that's not very substandard, I may say. And my morale kept going down. Everywhere I went to look for chicken feed just to see the change, it got worse. And I felt like I'm doing nothing, because even now the hens stopped laying, and they were just there, just eating, and I was just waiting for my last sack of chicken feed to get over it. They finish, then I slaughter the last the chickens, the hens I have. I've been eating these hens since November, and then December during Jamhuri Day, Christmas time, I have done a video about that. And then this is the time I am now eating the last 2 hens that I was having, because they were not laying eggs. That's how bad it became, and I feel like I don't want to do this soon. I wish to take a break at this juncture. I am not sure when I will keep chicken again. I don't know how soon that will be, but I wish to take a break. Just see what is happening. Chicken are good. I enjoyed eating my own chicken since 2020. And the eggs, I never bought eggs at all. Now I'm buying eggs. And I must say, yeah, I just need to take that break. Maybe if there's something else that I need to do. So that's why I was saying I want to do things a little bit differently. So I have slaughtered already the 2 hens, and I will be showing you how the size that is, how big or small they are. And then yeah, I'll mark an end for now. Just for now. I don't know for how long, but for some time. I am taking a break off chicken. By the way, I also sold chicken, so they were kind of also a source of income for me. And I remember at the time, because my son was in high school, do you know, I did not lack fare for him and pocket money for him, because every time he came home, maybe midterm and holidays, the money I gave him as pocket money and transport came from the chicken. So I can say it was a plus for me. It was a good idea. It helped me. And yes, it was a good thing. At some point, I also sold a few eggs, though I never wanted to sell eggs. I sold once. I did not want to sell because we were eating them here, and I was also sharing with my dad. So that's why I never wanted to share, or not to share, but to sell the eggs. So it was a good thing that I did, and it was very, very fulfilling. By the way, in 2020, since we were also not paying school fees, I also got myself a cooker, which I'm using to date, and a fridge. So I can say 2020 was such an achievement for me, and I felt quite good for those few achievements. Manze, si wetu tukuku ni tudogo. Nasikia kama tutakuwa tunakula tudush leo. Did you guys eat small birds? My brothers used to hunt those birds when they were younger using a fire. Then they'll bring home and then we cook. So anyway, I've just put the chicken into the pot, and I've put all the spices that I want and the onions, and they're cooking. One thing I'm very, very sure about is that this chicken are going to be very tamu. Unajua utamu? Zitakuwa tamu sana.